This election was one of American history's craziest and most polarizing elections of all time. The man who won the presidency is extremely divisive himself. One of the things that he did that was most polarizing was stating that he would build a wall on the Mexican-American border and make Mexico pay for it. He never said how he would build it, how he would make Mexico pay for it, and most importantly, why build it in the first place. What benefits could a wall possibly provide? I myself am extremely pro-immigration. I know that this country was built by immigrants, and that is why it is the most diverse and greatest nation of all time. I am, however, not pro-illegal immigration. Undocumented immigrants crossing the border is a problem for a couple of reasons. I do not blame these immigrants for feeling the need to come to America. It's the greatest nation and an opportunity for them to live their lives. And I do not blame them as individuals. Here are three main reasons why a wall would be beneficial. 1. Drugs coming into the country through the border is a huge problem. According to the Bureau of Consular Affairs, in 2010, Border Patrol intercepted 3.6 million pounds of marijuana, 254,000 pounds of cocaine, and 4,200 pounds of heroin. Now, just for a little demonstration, 3.6 million pounds of marijuana weighs as much as 8 Statue of Liberties. 254,000 pounds of cocaine weighs as much as a railroad locomotive engine. And finally, 4,200 pounds of heroin weighs as much as an adult rhino. And this all came in, this is all that the Border Patrol intercepted in 1 year. So there's a lot more that they didn't catch that came in. So a wall would help to decrease the amount of drugs that could come in, and it would prevent the cartels from making more business with their drug, from shipping drugs in. Secondly, providing a wall would allow for more immigrants to come legally. I worked at a restaurant for about a year and a half, and all of the cooks and the dishwashers were undocumented immigrants, mainly from Guatemala. And one that I came pretty close with, his name was Victor, and he was in his 30s, and he came to America because he wanted to make money to ship down to his family in Guatemala because he couldn't provide for them while living there. And so over Christmas break, he decided that he wanted to go home to spend the holidays with his family. So he went and then applied for a visa to come back, but he couldn't because there were so many people on the wait list that he was not offered a visa. So he has to stay down there and can't come back up. Also, according to Kaufman, on a paper that he wrote, Why Trump's Wall is Not Racist, the Muslim Ban Is, and Why the Difference Matters. People that come on in visas legally can be screened for safety, and we can pick and choose who we can take in, such as my friend Victor. Currently, there are 1.3 million Mexicans on the wait list for visas, just for the year of 2017. But there are estimated 11.4 million undocumented immigrants in the country right now. So if we could reduce the number of undocumented immigrants, we could increase the number that we can take on visas, therefore decreasing the number of the wait list on the visa. So more people like my friend Victor can come in. This is according, and these stats are according to Halliday in 2016. The third reason is that we would save taxpayer monies. Recently, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that Congress was moving ahead with a plan to build a wall on the southern border of the U.S. He estimated the cost to be between $12 and $15 billion, but some reports have it more like $25 billion. This is according to Pamela Engel in her article, How Much Will the Border Cost? Now, $25 billion, I agree, that's a lot of money, but that's the higher end. But a crazier stat is that It is estimated between 2000 and 2010, U.S. taxpayers spent $90 billion on securing the U.S.-Mexican border. This means that on average, we spend $9 billion a year defending our border. And this is according to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Now, if we had a wall, we could decrease the amount of technology and border patrol that we have on the southern border. Which means that, let's say we could cut down that price from $9 billion a year to $4.5 billion a year, cut it in half. That means if we could do that, the wall would pay itself off in just 5 years. And from then on, it would be saving us more money. So, to recap, a border wall will help reduce the inflow of drugs through the border, allow for more immigrants to come legally, and save billions of dollars years after it is constructed. Because Trump reiterated so many times that there will be a wall, but never gave any explanation, he upset a lot of people, including myself. He talked about how immigrants are rapists, but never gave any stats or explained that the majority of immigrants just come here to work and provide for their families. For this reason, he has been labeled as a racist by many people. But I'm here to say that not all people who believe that there should be a wall are racist, just as not all undocumented immigrants are bad people. Hopefully you have realized this by now, as I support the building of a wall, but I'm not a racist myself.